Surprise! It's not Tom O'Brien. It's Dave White sitting in for the one and only Tom O'Brien. Tom is on a mission, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'm sitting in. We'll go and call some of the earnings tonight. We've got an interview with my friend Andy Heck, and I'll ask some questions that aren't normally asked of the wise one, the emperor of energy, the monarch of metals, the Ayatollah of agriculture, the lord of livestock, our guy for commodities here at TFNN in the second segment. We've got earnings. We've got that. You've got commentaries from me. We got a lot of stuff going on. And if you just kind of woke up from a coma at 4 p.m., didn't see what went on intraday, that pushed up to 2060 on the S&P cash going into the FOMC minutes announcements. After that, we went down to 2034. At the low end of the day and closed at 2047, merely flat on the day and the S&P cash. And my call has been that we are looking to a flat to upper move before Friday for expiration. 80% of all expiration moves are at least higher than the Wednesday, the week before expiration. You have to have a pretty compelling belief or abiding belief that there is something to push the market down. Normally, just being a little bit up above last Wednesday's close is the norm. Many people put on too many short positions, buy too many puts, and the market makers are more than welcome to either keep the price up or even rise it, run it a little higher into expiration every single month. There are patterns out there in the market that are organic. Part of them is one of the biggest money-making parts of Wall Street, and that is writing options. In fact, we talk about it from time to time, but of course, the gentleman that from Omaha that is a lot of people think he is the poster child for being in the markets, Mr. Buffett has called these options sewage. And of course, a mere 5 years later, he is the biggest option writer in the entire market and has 4 buildings in downtown Omaha dedicated to just doing that. So it is a market where there is a lot of money to be had. And if you have to manipulate the market for a few days, what's the harm? But market makers, they pretty much get to the point where they don't want a lot of movement in that last 7 trading days. They lock it up in a thing called going delta neutral. I look at those charts and say, is there a good probability of them pointing to a particular expiration price? And sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. I've said since Monday, it looked to me like option market makers had dug in more than an Alabama tick on a hound dog in August. And you're not getting those things out. They want this market to close probably at 2064 or higher for Friday. If you're looking for lower prices, my best estimate, and you never know when a meteor is going to come out and hit the planet, but short of that, I suspect that if you're looking for lower prices in the market or a breakout of this range, we're probably going to have to look into the day after the 3-day weekend upcoming. In the meantime, we always like to start the shows off with a little bit of history. This one is no exception.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history repeating on this day in 1989. Mount Helen erupts, causing a massive avalanche and killing 57 people on this day. Ash from the volcanic eruption fell as far away as Minnesota. Ash was blasted 10,000 feet in the air, some of which came down 300 miles away in Spokane. Sometimes, and many airlines were forced to either divert or not go into many of the terminals for, I thought it was a week or 2 weeks. It kept belching that smoke and ash. And I think even 3 months later, it came and did it yet again. So you never know when something rare is going to happen, like a volcanic eruption. Of course, Harry Truman, no relation to the former president, was a resident that became rather famous in this episode. He received a great deal of positive media coverage for his decision not to leave. Of course, a few weeks later, he became a national icon as a subject of a local memorial, if you get my drift. Probably not a wise decision. And of course, could have been worse. Could have been thrown in the volcano as trying to placate the trading gods. I have not had to resort to that yet, but you never know. A market like this can drive men and women to distraction. As we get ready to go, Salesforce and Cisco are already out. We'll get into those earnings tonight, too. Of course, when we look at the rest of the markets out here, we were up 23 on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ does not have a real good prediction for options. Basically, option market makers did not know, and they have a fairly flat range up and down into this market. I suspect it will be higher, and Cisco and some of these other ones will do well. Tesla, I saw it dipped down about $5 right after the close. They came out with earnings, and they are issuing more shares of stock, something that we warned about on the Power Trading Hour that comes on most of TFNN between 2 and 3 each day Eastern Time. We warned about, and how many stocks this week have issued more shares, diluting the existing shares? Well, quite a few. But Tesla was down about $5 after the bell. But I suspect that we're going to have a few more of those. In Total, though, I suspect lower volumes, which we probably were about 1 billion shares short of breaking out the bottom today. I look at the New York Consolidated Tape. That tape includes the Amex plus all ECNs. Came in with a little less than 4 billion shares. And we probably needed about 5 to 5.2 to bust out that low. Didn't get it. I think we're back into the trading range, as I suspect, going to kind of dribble back up somewhere between 2060 and 2080 for Friday's expiration. Probably CRM and Cisco probably going to help a little bit on that front. Tesla, probably not so much. In the morning, of course, we're right back in to earnings. And in those earnings, what do we have? More retailers. Bad news. Walmart, too. We'll talk about those in the later part of the show. We're going to come back with Andy Heck in the next segment.